So I have a song that I wrote with this guy. It was funny. He was from California, and my publisher called me and said, "Hey, there's this guy that's coming in to write. He's never really had a writing trip in Nashville, but you're on his list. He'd love to write with you. Listen to these songs and let us know what you think." And so I listened to the songs. I didn't really love any of the songs, but his voice just captivated me, and I was like, "Yeah, I love his voice. I definitely want to write with him." And so he walked in the door, very tall, very good looking. I think I had a ring on at the time. I was like, no, just kidding. I was like, dang it, I've already met my husband, my future husband. No. I'm pretty sure I was engaged. And so I was like, all right, today's going to go great. He looks like that. He sings like that. This guy's a star. Today's going to be awesome. About 3 hours later, we didn't have, I don't even think we had 3 words written down. And in Nashville, when we go to work every day, a lot of days are with new people. And the best way to get song ideas and to figure out what you're writing that day is to get to know somebody. And so, if you don't have any ideas for that day, maybe one comes out of what you guys talk about, or if somebody's going through a breakup or somebody's in love, and you just kind of sit around and chat. And so we had done some of that and still could not find an idea. And it was just me and him, which, there's not a ton of songs written with just 2 people anymore. So I'm like, man, we should have had a third. Sometimes that third person brings an idea or brings something different to the room. And so in typical me fashion, when it's not going well, I say, hey, you want to go grab lunch? Which also means I'm really hungry. But, usually you do that when you're like, hey, let's go to lunch. Let's take a break. This isn't really happening. And then usually after lunch, you kind of look at each other awkwardly. And you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go. I gotta go feed my dog. And just come up with some excuse to get out of there. And know that you're never going to see that person again, and you're never going to write again, because obviously it didn't work out. So we didn't do that, and at lunch we had talked a lot about breakups, and he was kind of still going through one. I was still going through one mentally from 7 years prior. I wasn't over. And so I talked about that, and we got back to the room, and instead of packing up my stuff, he was doing this. Let me see here. So he was doing this, and I just started singing, and this just poured out of me and poured out of him. And this is all a true story. I was broken up with my boyfriend, and I was sitting in front of. This is before they were all famous, but you guys know Florida Georgia Line, Chase Rice, all those guys. I was going to hang out with them. They were throwing a house party, and I was sitting in front of their house in the car before I walked in, talking to my ex-boyfriend, who I thought was going to become my boyfriend again. And he said, why would we ever get back together? And he said, call me when you want to be friends. And the last thing I ever said to him was, I'll never want to be your friend. And that was last time we spoke. And I just want him to know that his goodbye made me a shit ton of money, because this was my second #1 with Brett Young. Thank you. So this is all true story. Would have thought you wrote down every word. Goodbye spilled out like it had been rehearsed. And there ain't no point in trying to change your mind. It seems like you got it all figured out. You're alright with the way this is going down. So don't tell me we can still be friends. Hang out on the weekends, you're gonna be okay. If I start seeing somebody new, you hope that I do. It won't be till I forget to call every time that I'm drinking, and you hate the love song, can't keep from singing. I gotta be honest, if you really believe that's the truth, You never loved me like I loved you. Thank you. Oh no. By the way you're talking, you would think you never had any real feelings for me. And if you think I can look across the bar and see you in someone else's arms, and I need you, who do you think you are? Trying to tell me we can still be friends, hang out on the weekends. You're gonna be okay if I start seeing somebody new. You hope that I do. It won't be long till I forget to call every time that I'm drinking, and you hate the love song, can't keep from singing. I gotta be honest, if you really believe that's the truth, you never loved me like I love. You always told me you never leave me. You said I was your one and only. So what makes you think that we could still be friends? No, I don't wanna be friends. Stop telling me, oh, that we could still be friends, hang out on the weekends. You're gonna be okay if I start seeing somebody new. You hope that I do. It won't be long till I forget to call every time that I'm drinking, and you hate the love song, can't keep from singing. I gotta be honest, if you really believe that's the truth, you never loved me like I loved you. Oh no, oh no, you never loved me like I loved you. Thank you. Thank you so much.